Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What up? What up? What up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. Let's get it. What's up? Who we got in the house today, man? Okay, I see a couple of people that checked in early. Some familiar names and some familiar faces, right? What up? What up? What's good from Baltimore? What up, B-More? What up, yo? Who else we got in the house? We got it sense because Lil Tjay messes with a book. Yeah, somebody already getting into it, man. Already talking about what we gonna get into, man. What's good? What up, yo? What up, Edgewood, Maryland? What up? Portland, Jamaica in the house. Salute. What up? Mobile Ink Tattoos. There's some free promo. There you go. You know what I'm saying? There you go. What up, y'all? I know it's Sunday. It's a weekend. It's the weekend before another long weekend, man. You gotta love these back-to-back holidays almost. It's like a holiday, a week off, then another holiday. You can't beat that, to be real with you, man. Gotta love it, man. So what's up with everybody, man? Everybody doing good out there? I know it's been a busy weekend probably for most people out there. Probably was out there enjoying some of that sun, having a good time. I feel you. Chicago, K-Town in the building. What's up? Idaho, I see you to 954 Broward County. I see you, Indianapolis. What up, Naptown? What up, Tulsa, Oklahoma? What's up, man? What up, man? What up, Locked In? What up, Memphis? Bushwick, Brooklyn, what up? What up? Y'all ain't jacking no rats, right? That's funny, man. That's a viral moment right there, right? All right, Portland, Jamaica again. I see you. Caprice Lackey from Philly. What up? What up, Philly? DC, what up? All right, I see you, Dallas. Radcliffe, Kentucky, what up? I see the 318 Shreveport, Louisiana. Naptown, the 317. Memphis. I see Los Angeles, Cali, baby. What up, LA? LA in the building. What's good, man? What up? Newark, New Jersey on the check-in, man. Chicago up in here. Chicago always in here heavy. That's what's up, man. Uptown, what up? Bad News, Virginia, what up? Scotland in the building, what up? Nashville, Tennessee, what's up? United Drills of America, yo, I still owe you a shout out for the $20 super chat you sent in just a couple of shows ago, man. So thank you for that super chat, man. And I see you, I appreciate it. New Orleans, what up? 203, what up? Los Angeles, what up? Act right, right, Bruce Smith. Okay, I see somebody spitting. Bad News, Virginia. What up? Newport News. What up? I know about that. DJ Scammer in the building. Everybody hide your cards. No, I'm joking. What up, DJ Scammer? Dallas in the building. What up? Southside Jamaica, Queens. What's up, man? 50 stomping ground. All right, everybody. I see you getting in here. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get over 100 likes real quick so we can send out them alerts and let everybody know we got this thing cracking. You know what I'm saying? United Drills of America from the Bay to LA. You already know what it is, man. West Sea of Aaliyah. You it. Southside Jamaica, Queens. I got you. Bad News, Virginia. What up? Always watching from Boston. What's up, Mackenzie? What up, y'all? What up, Boston? Columbia, South Carolina in the building. What up? Newark, New Jersey. We got Memphis, Tennessee. We got East Chicago. Baltimore in the building, the 410. Greensboro, North Carolina. What up? I know some people out there. Las Vegas. What up? I see Bad News again, 757. Baton Rouge, 225. I see Boston, Massachusetts. What's up? To Vinci. What is that? Harlem, New York. I see Broward County, the 954. What up? Long Island, New York. I see, okay, to Vinci, Delaware. What up? You know what tripped me out about the first time I ever went to Delaware? All the black folks there, man. It tripped me out. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect that. You know? They don't tell you that, man. There's actually, and people who have never been there will never believe this, but there's a decent amount of black people in Delaware, man. It'll trip you out. Harlem, what up? I see Columbia, South Carolina. What up? I see Long Beach, New York. What's up? What up? Who else we got? Bay Area. What up? Vallejo, California. from the Vallejo. I hear that. Louisiana, what up? And Vallejo, California, that's the hometown and home base of E40 for those of you who don't know. You know what I mean? Toronto, what up? What up to the 6, man? What up to the T dot, to the dot? Shreveport, what up? 803, what's up? Hopefully y'all hear me loud and clearly. I didn't even check with y'all, man. It looked like everything was moving on all cylinders, so I rock with that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, let's get into our description of what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so today we got several things we're going to discuss. Two of them having to deal with Lil Tjay, man. Now, there is a rumor out there, and my bad if I'm getting too close to the mic, but I want to make sure that I accentuate exactly what I'm trying to get at here. Now, the biggest thing is Lil Tjay obviously was shot this week, right? Or last week, because, I mean, this is the beginning of a new week, right? And, you know, there was a lot of rumors swirling around or whatnot about that, right? Now, the suspect, there's been some debate online. Now, a lot of people have been going on online and saying that the suspect was actually shot also. You know what I'm saying? He ran up on Lil Tjay and them, and Lil Tjay and them, you know, showed him how to, you know, introduced him to a shootout. We'll say that much, right? But people have gone online to dispute that. Even people close to the situation like Hassan Campbell, knowing that he's from the Bronx and he knows Lil Tjay's people and all them. He knows even the opposite side or whatnot. So it's an interesting debate online. But you can't dispute what's being said in the court records. And in the court records, something totally different has played out. And we're going to talk about that, including a story from the All Hip Hop that talked about it, right? Also with Lil Tjay, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the fact that Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, because of their last or their old beef, and because there's a guy who looks like the shooter, the alleged shooter in this situation, being pictured with Boogie, they trying to say that this is one of Boogie's homeboys, somebody close to him or affiliated with him that got into it with Lil Tjay, tried to rob him, and essentially shot Lil Tjay, man, and has him in the hospital right now. So that's the rumor that's going around. And there's a lot of pictures out there. So we're going to look at that. We're going to really look at that, man. Also, we're going to talk about Money Gang Vontae. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this story. Money Gang Vontae was a rapper from L.A. who is a drill rapper in New York, but he's originally from Chicago. He lived in L.A., but he went out to New York, and he was in the Bronx, and he got shot in a pharmacy. And it was one of the most savage shootings in hip-hop ever. Caught on camera, man. Crazy how they did him, right? Well, the suspect was arrested in that case, man. And we're going to talk about all the details because it ended up being some kid. You know what I'm saying? Which is wild, man. And where they caught him is even going to trip you guys out even more. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff, man. Now, we also going to talk about Memo 600 and the whole car situation. And then we'll probably wrap up talking about Fetti Gz. So yeah, we're talking about a lot today. So take your time, sit back, grab you a drink, enjoy that drink or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going. I don't know if you puff the loud, whatever you do, man. Just chill because we're going to be talking for a while, man. It's going to be a longer show than average, man. But man, before we get to what we get to and before we get this thing started off right, I want to shout out everybody in the chat. Keep shouting out your cities, man. Let's get this thing popping. And if you got something serious, man, or something big that you want to go and push forward for me to jump on, make sure you super chat it in. And everybody run up that like button, man. But until then, man, before we get started, let's keep it official, man. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, everybody? What up? This your boy, Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get to this hot live, man. So different things that we got to talk about today. So let's start off by talking about Lil Tjay, of course, man. Now, Lil Tjay's situation has been horrible, man. Earlier this week, Lil Tjay got shot, and it was all but assumed that this guy right here was the shooter in the situation, man. Now, the guy's name is Mohammed Konate. Now, the Mohammed Konate dude, this is the picture that's been circulating around social media, and people have pegged him as the shooter in this situation. And law enforcement has pegged Mohammed Konate not sure if that's this guy or not, as the shooter in this situation, right? Now, what's crazy is the details of the shooting as played out in the court records, right? Now, recently, there's been articles out there that talked about the whole situation that took place when Lil Tjay was attempted to be robbed, right? Now, there was also a news article that came out and talked about this from allhiphop.com. Now, in that news article, it was said this in the headline. So let me bring the headline up for you guys, man, because this is a wild one, man. And yeah, we'll put it over there. So it says, men who tried to rob Lil Tjay greeted with a hail of bullets, putting it out there that Lil Tjay and his homeboys wasn't no sitting ducks. They was on the ready. Now, I've actually looked at the videos that Hassan Campbell put out there and his description of what he heard happen, you know, from a street perspective. And I respect that because that's his stomping ground. That's where he's from. He's from the Bronx. He's got the insight on things. And you know how the streets work, right? Like, things happen on the streets and the streets know first. They know before months, years before the cops do. You know what I mean? If you ain't tuned in, you ain't tuned in. You ain't never going to get that information. You know what I mean? And Hassan Campbell, for all intents and purposes, seems to be like a guy who's tuned in. You know what I mean? And his detail of what happened is a little different than what I'm going to read you today. But as you see this headline, I'm going to continue with the story. Now, the man accused of shooting Lil Tjay was after the rap star's pricey jewelry. Read more about the investigation is what this story goes on to say, right? Now, the man accused of shooting Lil Tjay was after the rapper's pricey jewels. Investigators have revealed in a newly filed report. Now, this is a report filed by the actual detectives on the case trying to solve this thing, right? Now, the cops say that Mohammed Konate, 27 years old, was in a white BMW with his co-conspirators when he pulled up to the side of a red Dodge Durango at a shopping center in Edgewater, New Jersey. Now, for those of you who don't know, Edgewater, New Jersey, this shopping center on the, what is it called? The Promenade or the Promenade, where, you know, Lil Tjay was at. And it's in front of a bunch of condos, high rises, nice area, man. And that's where this whole incident took place, right? Now, the Durango contained Lil Tjay, two of his friends. Konate pulled a gun, pointed it at the trio, and demanded their jewelry. Now, this is the crazy part. They're saying that Konate might be connected to the rapper A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie. Now, I don't know if that's facts. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth later. But his motive for jumping out and pulling the gun allegedly or reportedly, you know, is said in this article to be only about the jewelry at hand, or to only be about the jewelry that he was trying to rob from Lil Tjay and his crew. Now, it continues by saying Lil Tjay was hit, as was Konate, 27. So that's where we're going to talk about right here. So they're saying the shooter, Konate, was actually shot in this situation. When he was actually picked up by the police, he was in a hospital bed. So let me go ahead and continue. It says Konate's alleged co-conspirators took Konate to a hospital in New York City and dumped him off out front. He was treated for multiple gunshot wounds. Now, some people might be thinking, man, that's savage, man. How you going to do your homeboy like that, man? How you going to drop your homeboy off just like that in front of the hospital and not make sure that he's all right? When it comes to these street things, man, that's usually how it plays out. Think about the whole YFN Lucci situation, where his homeboy allegedly got shot in the head and they left him there. Wanna know why? Because different people in the car might have cases. Different people in the car might have, you know, be on paperwork or something like that. This is a criminal situation. And they know that if somebody dies in this situation, that they could be linked to it. So they're saying that the alleged shooter in this situation, his homeboys did something similar. They dropped him off at the emergency room, left him right there in front of the hospital, and peeled off because they didn't want their identities known in this situation because it was a gun case related. You know what I mean? When it's that type of situation, if they were to stay around, they would take their fingerprints, they would take their hands, check it for gunpowder and residue and all that, and that involves them in a legal situation. And most street cats don't want to be involved in none of that. So according to the story, they just dropped him off, man. As cold as it sounds, right? Now, he was treated for multiple gunshot wounds. So he shot more than one time. So Lil Tjay wasn't the only person who got shot multiple times in this situation. This dude allegedly reportedly was shot multiple times in this situation, according to the police records. Now, after being stabilized, Konate was arrested. So similar to Lil Tjay. Lil Tjay originally had to go into surgery. Then he was stabilized, say that he was in stable condition, but still unconscious, right? Now, the state charged the criminal with attempted murder, armed robbery, and weapons offenses for allegedly trying to kill Lil Tjay, the Bronx rapper, whose real name is, we'll leave that out. You know what I'm saying? So what's crazy is the fact that we've this whole time been thinking like, yo, Lil Tjay and their crew caught the bad end of all this. You know what I'm saying? We thought like, yo, Lil Tjay and their crew, you know, they were the ones who ended up being the 100% victims in this. And my bad, I almost missed this super chat. Let me stop. Hold up. So we got a $50 super chat from, my bad, commercial break on IG page whenever. What? Mobile Ink Tattoos. All right, what up, man? What up, Mobile Ink Tattoos, man? And I told you, man, it's promo, no problem, man. I appreciate you. But, man, we're going to get back to the story. And make sure you hit me up later, too, man. Everybody check out Mobile Ink Tattoos on IG if you get a chance. And I appreciate you for the $50 super chat. No doubt, man. No doubt. Appreciate it, man. But back to the story. And Mobile Ink Tattoos, remind me later on so I can give you another shout out at the end of the broadcast as well. But based on the story, you know what I mean? That Kodak was in the same boat as Lil Tjay. And maybe he might be faring a little bit better, but you know, he ran up on Lil Tjay and them and got some of that same treatment. Now, also included in the possible attempted murders are Konate's associates, Jeffrey Valdez, 24, and Antoine Boyd, 22, from the Bronx. Boyd was also shot during the melee, but he is in stable condition. Now, that's a change. Everybody was saying originally, and a lot of reports were saying originally, those names, but they didn't affiliate them with anybody. So those guys who were charged right here are actually, according to this All Hip Hop news article, Kodate's homeboys, not Lil Tjay's. I know another person who was with Lil Tjay was a guy by the name of Bubba, I think his name was. And I've seen that on social media a couple of times. But it looks like this Konate dude, his homeboys, they also were locked up. Now, Lil Tjay, who is signed to Columbia Records, is listed in critical but stable condition after being shot multiple times in his thoracic cavity, which contains the heart and lungs. Now, this is crazy. Thoracic cavity, center mass, all that, right? Lil Tjay is lucky to be alive, man. And I hate to say that. Knock on wood, I'm hoping he pulls through. He's a young dude. Hopefully the best for Lil Tjay. You know, this is a sad situation, right? Whole bunch of hating, whole bunch of jealousy and all that, right? But, man, to be shot center mass like that, around the heart and lungs and all that, that's why I think they were originally checking for his leg functions and all that. But, man, I'm hoping the best for him, man. Now, according to the latest updates, the rapper has yet to regain consciousness. So they're saying that he's still unconscious. That's not good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to lie. That's horrible. You know what I mean? My bad. That's horrible, man. But what's crazy is, you know, there's debate about this. There's actual debate about this, man. Because, let's be real. When the reports originally came out, it seemed pretty cut and dry. But as the details have come out, it sounds like Lil Tjay and them weren't no sitting ducks. And as I mentioned earlier, Hassan Campbell, he did a video where he talked about this situation, you know what I'm saying, in depth. And, excuse me, in his explanation of the situation, it sounded like they were. But according to this article and numerous sources and the reports from the police, it seemed like as soon as they upped on Lil Tjay and them, Lil Tjay and them was like, yo, forget that. We about to go all out on this. You ain't stealing nothing from us. We about to, you know what I'm saying, and start shooting. Now, what I wonder is how this will play out in court. Because you know how it goes with with rappers and the streets and reputation and all that, man. Sometimes that can hinder the judicial process. We could say that. You know what I'm saying? But what's crazy is, man, regardless, none of this had to happen. Nothing in this situation was worth everybody's life changing that day. Like, for real, dog. And I know that sounds a little goofy. I know that sounds a little lame. But think about it, man. You got money. You're already chilling. And this dude, and on the other side, he might be not as well off as them. But dog, trying to rob a rapper and then his homeboys immediately start firing on you, now everybody's life has changed for the worse, man. It's a loss, man. It's a loss. Everybody loses in this situation. You know what I mean? But you know what it is, man. You know what it is, man. So let's talk about the next subject. And oddly enough, this is also about Lil Tjay. So I wanted to talk about this A Boogie with the Hoodie rumor, man. So let's actually look at what's floating around on social media, man. And I don't want to miss none of this. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want y'all to miss none of this. So let's pull this up. So A Boogie with the Hoodie, man. His name has been thrown in this because of the gentleman that you see right there, the mugshot you see right there, right? And a lot of people are saying that A Boogie with the Hoodie, that's one of his peoples, man. That's his homeboy and whatnot, right? So let's look at some of the posts from social media that kind of delve into this conspiracy. And I don't know if this is true, so I have to call it such and say that it's a conspiracy or whatnot, right? Because I haven't seen anything proving this true, right? Now, as you see from this page, it's called one more underscore for the game, right? It says, the guy that shot Lil Tjay got connections with A Boogie with the Hoodie. This crazy, according to some pics from music videos. So, once again, you see, and hopefully you guys can see that. Can you guys see that on your screen? If you can't, let me know. You know what I mean? But you can see A Boogie with the Hoodie's picture, and you see the mugshot of dude right there, right? Then you see this picture right here, and it looks like A Boogie with the Hoodie on the bottom, and I'm guessing they're saying that's the same guy, Muhammad Kanate, right there. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's facts. You know what I mean? Then you got A Boogie with the Hoodie right here. And I don't know where the Muhammad Kanate dude is supposed to be in this picture. Maybe this guy because he's a darker skinned dude. Maybe this guy. I don't know. To me, this could just be people making up stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at this picture right there, that guy on the right kind of looks like the dude in the mugshot, right? If we were to compare. I don't know. They're just saying this on social media, so I can't verify it, but that's what they're going with. So they're saying this dude right here might be this guy right here. I mean, he is making kind of the same face. If that means anything. Like, he's making his face right here, and then in this picture right here, making a similar face. But that dude's mustache is way thicker. I don't know. I'm going to have to check the chat or the comments later. But, I mean, that's the rumor out there. That A Boogie with the Hoodie, this is his homeboy. That was part of the motivation for trying to get that chain about Lil Tjay and them. And I don't know if that's right or not. So they're saying that picture and that picture. I don't know, man. It might be a stretch. Because I can't tell if that's him or not. But that's what a lot of people are rolling with. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, man. Let's see. Let's actually see this. So what would make people think this is what y'all are thinking, right? Or what a lot of people would be thinking, right? And a big reason for this would be their past beef. So here you see a headline from a hot new hip hop article, I believe, that came out. Let me get it right. Yeah, it was a hot new hip hop article that came out in 2020. And it seems like A Boogie with the Hoodie and Lil Tjay have been beefing for that long. And in that headline, it says this: A Boogie with the Hoodie loses all respect for Lil Tjay after alleged chain snatching. So let's talk about this incident or read the article from what took place allegedly or reportedly in 2020. Now, Lil Tjay allegedly snatched a high bridge chain from one of A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie's boys, leading to the rapper responding. Now, this was one of the most media-heavy weekends in the short career of New York rapper Lil Tjay. Now, remember, this is back in 2020, before Lil Tjay really blew up, and who was trending on social media for much of Saturday and Sunday. Previously referring to himself as the Prince of New York, the 19-year-old is taking a step and calling himself the king now, throwing people like A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie and other rappers under the bus. It all started after Lil Tjay flew out rapper Ruby Rose to spend his birthday with him before seemingly refusing to book her a flight back home. Now, I don't know if you guys remember that whole situation with Lil Tjay and Ruby Rose. Like, it was a whole big deal, man, on social media. Like, so much that Ruby Rose, she kind of held a grudge about that thing for a long time. I'm talking about a really long time after it was all said and done and over, right? Now, what's crazy is Lil Tjay and Ruby Rose later on linked back up. Like, they started being cool again, right? Now, the article goes on to say this. It all started after Lil Tjay it continues by saying, this kicked off a myriad of feuds between Tjay and other New York veterans, including A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie's crew, including Don Q, Trap Manny, and others. The FN rapper threatened to snatch a hybrid chain, which represents A Boogie's label. And he actually ended up getting his hands on one of which caused his new rival to respond on Instagram. So there was a back and forth between Lil Tjay and Don Q. I don't know if you guys remember that. I did a video about it. Shoot, it's going on 2 years now ago, right? And there was a whole back and forth between him and A Boogie with the Hoodies camp as well. And it seemed like it all spanned from the Ruby Rose thing, and somehow it rolled into the fact that he was getting into it with these Highbridge cats, right? Now, Highbridge being one of the neighborhoods and actually a label that A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie and Don Q are signed to out of the Bronx, right? Now, it continues by saying flexing with the Highbridge chain and bragging that he took him less than 24 hours to grab it. Lil Tjay was deemed a clown by A Boogie, who explained what actually went down. Now, in quotes, it says, one of the bros dropped/lost his chain a long time ago while he dragged and that's word to melody, said A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, putting his words on his daughter's life, saying nobody got the audacity to buy it off a random dude, shoot a video with it, and front like they did something, lost all respect for you. So that incident right there, they're saying that A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, was calling out Lil Tjay, flexing with a chain that he ain't take, or nobody from his crew didn't take the street way. You feel me? So that was a big crux of their beef, right? Now, both Lil Tjay and A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie are huge names in New York, so it's upsetting to see them on opposing sides of this beef, according to this article at the time. And that's where it ended. So that was the beginning of their situation, the beginning of what, led to them having some sort of beef. Now, is that enough for them to say, yo, man, on some retaliation type stuff, if you ever catch Lil Tjay slipping, get his chain. He said he got a Highbridge chain, shot a video with a Highbridge chain, and said that he got one of us, so let's get his chain. You know what I'm saying? Is that a possibility? I don't know, man. Y'all tell me in the comments, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically what, the streets are kind of out there saying. I should say the internet, social media is out there saying. Because back in 2020, that was the narrative that Lil Tjay tried to paint, that he had got a Highbridge chain from, however means whatever, right? And A Boogie and him probably haven't been seeing eye to eye since. So in that sense, it would be an eye for an eye. Not to justify any of the shooting that took place or anything like that, because in the previous story with A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, you didn't hear about anybody getting shot or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Crazy. Now, do I think or know that A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie and this dude are definitely connected and set that whole thing into play? No, I do not. But that's a heck of a narrative, and it makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? If you look back at what happened in 2020 as far as a Highbridge chain trying to get jacked, right? Or not even trying to get jacked, allegedly being jacked by Lil Tjay and them. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. Crazy, 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 crazy. All right, man. I gotta take a break here for a second and tell everybody, make sure you hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, run those likes up. We should have about 500 likes. So everybody do your part and make sure you hit that like button. And with that, we're going to continue, man. Also, man, check out, I guess we're going to call you the sponsor today, man. Check out my man, Mobile Ink Tattoos, man, with the $50 super chat. Check him out on social media and all that. All right. Now, let's continue on to our next story, man. You know, this Boogie with the hoodie thing and this whole Lil Tjay thing, it's going to play out. And we're going to see how things really end up at the end of the day as far as, you know, Lil Tjay is concerned. Hopefully he gains consciousness sometime soon. And I wish the best for him and his family. You know what I'm saying? So not even condolences, but we best wishes for Lil Tjay and them. But let's continue on, man. So let's talk about another huge headline that got actually, you know, stepped over because of all the Lil Tjay news that came out this week, right? So we're going to talk about Money Gang Vontae, man. Now, this is a story that I did several weeks ago, and it wasn't even that long ago. I'm going to be real. Now, Money Gang Vontae is a rapper who's originally from Chicago. Don't get that confused. He's from Chicago. And to be real, he's a drill rapper in every sense of the word, like a Chicago drill rapper. But he was shot and killed in the Bronx in a horrible shooting. I'm talking about one of the worst shootings I've seen in hip hop that was captured on video. You know, outside of King Von, outside of Nipsey Hussle, obviously, right? But it was up there definitely with those. And he's not as well known, right? Now, dude was in the Bronx to shoot a music video and ended up losing his life, right? Well, it seems like the killers in this situation were super duper cold and were beating him up until the point that they all backed off and started to shoot him, and it was all caught in camera because it was in a pharmacy, right? Well, the shooters thought, I don't know if they thought they got away with this situation, but come on, man. As many cameras as there are in New York City, as much as they got going on in New York City, ain't no way you're going to get away with what you think. You know what I'm saying? And definitely you're not going to get away with shooting somebody in broad daylight no matter what, man. You know what I mean? And that's what took place. So he was beaten with umbrellas, beaten by people's fists or whatnot, and then eventually somebody came in afterwards, after he had already been beat up, and shot him and took his life. This gentleman right here. I wanted to make sure I brought up the picture. This gentleman right here, right? Okay. This guy right here. Now, it's hard to make out because the camera's a little fuzzy. I ain't gonna lie. But this is the guy, you know, who shot him and took his life. Like when everybody backed off, everything was over, he was already on the ground begging for his life. This guy wasn't here. None of that, and took his life. Well, according to police sources, this guy right here has been apprehended. And they have pictures of the other suspects in this shooting death, man. And like I said, man, New York is not a place to be out there wilding. So they have these pictures right here that you guys see are a lot clearer than what we just looked at, right? And the suspect that they say in this situation was actually a teenager. Yeah, so the shooting took place in the Bronx, right? And they're saying, once again, a teenager is responsible. Now, he's not a teenager as in he's in high school. He's actually a college student, which tripped me out even more, man. I was like, what? So some kid in college shot Money Gang Vontae? And this story was running for like a whole week, man. It was crazy, crazy, crazy story. So let's talk about the article, man. And there it goes. So in this New York Post article, it says this. Team busted in broad daylight Bronx killing of LA drill rapper Avante Frowner. Now, Avante Frowner is Money Gang Vontae. But, man, let's actually get to what the article said, right? Now, in the article, it starts off and it says, a teen has been arrested in the broad daylight shooting death of a Los Angeles-based drill rapper at a Bronx pharmacy earlier this month, authorities say. Now, it goes on to say this as well. It says, River Jones, hold up, let me bring it up for you guys to see as well. My bad, y'all. I know y'all hate that dead silence, man. But I want you guys to read this straight from the article. There you go. All right. So it says, River Jones, 18 years old, was picked up by investigators Wednesday at a dorm building on the Monroe College campus in New Rochelle in Westchester County and faces a top charge of second-degree murder in the June 9th slaying of 27-year-old rapper Vontae Frowner, police and prosecutors said. So this dude was caught in his college dorm room. The way that dude ran up on Money Gang Vontae, I thought this dude was a street dude. I'm not to say that you can't be a street dude and go to college, but the fact that they caught him in his dorm building, he's only 18 years old, it seemed like he was more headed towards being a college kid than a street dude, but that's all changed now. Get that right. You know what I'm saying? Because the way on the video that he reportedly shot and killed Money Gang Vontae in cold blood, he's going to be doing a lot of time if found guilty. You know what I mean? Now, Jones was one of the suspects who allegedly beat and robbed Frowner, a.k.a. Money Gang Vontae, just before 3:45 p.m. inside of Amazing Pharmacy at 595 East Tremont Ave, according to the criminal complaint. So they're saying dude was actually one of the people who was responsible, who was allegedly responsible for shooting him and beating him in that whole situation. Now, Frowner, another suspect, who remains at large, reportedly shot Frowner in the body and torso, prosecutors said. So what I'm trying to figure out is this guy the guy with the do-rag? Because that's the guy who just repeatedly shot him over and over, even when he was begging for his life on the video. You know what I mean? Now, Frowner was taken to St. Barnabas Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police said they are also searching for several others in the slaying. In a Friday phone interview, Frowner's brother, Roger Frowner, Jr., 37 years old, told the Post that it feels pretty good that an arrest was made. But I know that more has to be done. Now, also in quotes, it says, I just hope that they are definitely taken off the streets sooner than later, he said, of his brother's killers. So basically saying, the family is hoping for the best as far as the police investigation goes. You know what I mean? Like any family would. Talk what you want about all that street stuff, but let something like a shooting happen and your family member is on camera pleading for their life and these cats are still trying to shoot him because they want their chain or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You'll change up quick, I bet. Now, Frowner originally moved from Chicago, moved to LA to pursue his music career, and he has a 6-year-old son, which is another sad situation. Because if you were to look at his social media, you would see all, him with his son most of the time. Like, for real. Like, you would see pictures of him flaunting money, stuff like that. But also you see the fact that he's with his son is like proud of that a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that dudes would just take his life in cold blood over some pocket chains and some chains. Like, dog, why complicate the crime? I always say this, bro. Like, these got to be the world's dumbest criminals. I don't know what they did. Okay, you're there to rob somebody. If you already beat him up and you robbed him, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, to shoot him on your way out from after you already robbed him? Like, what is the point in that? Unless you wanted to shoot him in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You're not a robber, you're a killer. You feel me? But, it just makes too much sense, I guess. And I guess cats like doing life sentences. I don't know, man. Crazy, man. I just know that was a tragic scene. And hopefully they get some type of justice. But it looks like they caught one of the suspects in his dorm room. And some dorm college kid, 18 years old, got the rest of his life to look forward to. He flipping on everybody in that case. Watch. Everybody, they're going to have everybody, man. Let me stop. I don't know that for a fact. But I'm pretty sure that, man, this case is all but solved. Because they've got some clear-cut pictures or who they think the other suspects are. And it's only a moment at a time. And you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. to Money Gang Vontae, because that was savage, man. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the worst shootings I've seen on social media thus far. All right, man. So let's switch up some of that energy and let's talk about something else, man. Let's do this, man. All right. So let's talk about, and let me check what you guys are talking about in here. Let's actually talk about, my bad. I'm going to close that. Let's talk about Memo 600. So Memo 600 took to social media yesterday, right? And he wanted to talk about and let people know about his current situation with this car crash incident, right? Now, I had to blur the whole crash in the background because, you know, YouTube guidelines and stuff like that. But if you guys can see, and if you can't see and you can't read, tell me in the chat. But Memo 600 surprised everybody by taking to social media and saying this right here. He said, I broke my backbone. I have a back brace and plenty more, in a grimace type face and in a crying emoji face. Pray for me. I love you, God. Steve and Boo, y'all was with me this morning. So, and then a whole bunch of crying emojis, right? So basically, if you looked at his story, you could deduce from all this that it seems like Memo 600 was in a car crash, in a horrible car crash, because you can kind of make out the fact that the car did not look too good after this situation. You know what I'm saying? It was in pieces. Shambles, to say the best. You know what I mean? And Memo 600 was out here trying to, you know what I'm saying? He was basically letting people know that he was lucky to be here still. What's wild is he also took pictures of himself in the doctor's office, in a back brace and whatnot. So Memo 600 has been in social media a lot lately, right? I mean, over the last year and a half, he's been talked about a lot because, you know, ever since the King Von thing and when he was on OTF and whatnot. But a lot of fans were reaching out to support him in this situation because nobody wants to see anybody get into a situation like that where they're in a car crash. But based on his own admission, man, it was a bad one. It was a bad one. So if you're a Memo 600 fan or if you're anybody, man, you know, send some blessings and prayers to Memo 600, right? All right. And man, I thought I'd be dragging on today, and luckily we aren't. We right on target, to be real with you, man. And let's do this, man. Let's do this. Let's talk about one last thing. And it's based off of something that I was sent on social media. So, man, excuse me, don't hold me to this 100%. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I wanted to talk about Fetti Gz. Now, Fetti Gz, this is a story I did back in February. Rapper Fetti Gz, I think it's from like somewhere in Massachusetts. Everybody said Boston, but I don't think it was Boston. He had been dissing, right? He had allegedly dissed somebody from, I think, T.Woo or something like that. You know, one of the Woo members who was cool with Fabio Foreign and also cool with Pop Smoke before his passing. Known for dancing in the videos. You saw him in the Big Drip video dancing around. And crazy enough, a week later, Fetti Gz lost his life. The gentleman in the picture right here, right? Now, Fetti Gz, when we first heard about this situation, we thought, okay, Fetti Gz lost his life, you know, probably a regular street thing, you know what I'm saying? Gang stuff. Obviously, you can see from the picture, he's throwing up something there with his hands. I don't know what it is. You guys could deduce what it is for me, you know what I'm saying? Or tell me in the comments. But, you know, obviously he was affiliated with something, or maybe, you know what I mean? Allegedly. Now, with that, everybody thought it was just regular street stuff. Well, I received word that this might not have been that type of incident at all. Because there was a report that matched up directly with the Fetti Gz situation, where it talked about a Haverhill man killed in Vermont town. Now, what's crazy is this means that Fetti Gz, if he's Elijah Oliver, the guy mentioned in this article, he wasn't killed in some Boston street stuff. He was killed in Vermont doing some extra stuff. Now, there's a lot of rumors about what that extra stuff was. And it might have had to do with with some street stuff. Let's be real about that, in the sales and distribution type of, or let me stop. I don't know what it had to do with. You know what I'm saying? But rumor is it had nothing to do with anything having to do with him dissing T.Woo or anything like that. It really had something to do with nothing connected to all that. So I want to come in and clear that up. Now, there was a story actually from Yahoo News that talked about this. It said Haverhill man killed in Vermont town. Vermont State Police said a Haverhill man was shot and killed in the town of Swanton Wednesday. Now, Swanton is a Vermont town. Police identified the victim as Elijah Oliver, 22. He last lived in He last lived in Haverhill, according to police court records from Massachusetts. Oliver's name was released Thursday by Vermont State Police following an autopsy that was conducted in the earlier day. Police said Vermont's chief medical examiner's office in Burlington determined that the cause of death to be a gunshot wound to the torso, and the manner of the death is homicide. And the rumor is this was like some random custies, you know what I'm saying? Some customers, some I don't want to use a derogatory term. Some people who you would not expect to see in the hood who actually shot Fetti Gz. You know what I'm saying? I'll say it like that. You guys get what I'm saying, Unseasoned chicken. We'll say that much. You know what I'm saying? Which is wild. Now, he was shot. Don't get me wrong. But it was just a deal that went bad, according to a lot of sources out there. And it was by some people who you wouldn't think. It actually didn't have anything to do with the T.Woo diss or any Woo diss or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what was said earlier or people thought beforehand. And that's the deal. That's the deal. Yep. Crazy enough. All right, man. Y'all know how I like to do, man. I like to keep these short and sweet, especially when I talk about issues that occurred or whatnot, man. Now, I appreciate everybody who showed up today and everybody who contributed to the chat. Oh, yeah. Once again, man, shout out to my man for dropping the $50 super chat. Y'all go check him out. And then everybody else, man, everybody else in the chat, appreciate you for showing up and shouting out your cities in the chat as we do always. Now, if I didn't get to you at the opening of the show this time, I will definitely get you next time. Make sure you get in there early and get into the chat. But with that, this been your boy Big Man, and we out of here. Peace. Oh, yeah, shout out the chat. And, do me a favor. Make sure on your way out of here, make sure you run that like button up, and we out of here. Peace.